CAT LOAF SHIRT.
She's so angry. Melissa, I just woke up. Patience, girl. Maybe I just said well. Well. Ew. Well. Mama. Come on. Who's the goodest girl? You okay? I saw Mel playing this game on her vlog and it looked really pretty, so I wanted to check it out too. I really like the graphics so far. Oh my god, I love him so much. So I woke up this morning and I was listening to this Clubhouse talk about how to better take care of your mental health as a young working professional. And one of the things they said was to treat your negative feelings as like a friend who's visiting you for a while. And when a friend visits you, you're not gonna avoid them and run away from them. You're gonna sit there and talk to them and see how they're doing, and then in a few days they go away. So last week I actually had a pretty good week. I was at baseline for like 5-6 consecutive days, which is the longest I've ever had in a year. But these past few days I've been noticing that it's slowly coming down, and today I didn't want to get out of bed. I forced myself to. I took a shower and I'm sitting here doing my makeup. I was listening to Clubhouse. I'm messaging my best friend and I think I already start to feel better just talking to her. She's thinking about fostering a cat, so she's just asking me things about being a cat mom. I've also been apartment hunting. We're hoping to move June 1st because that's when our lease ends. And it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been an easy process. There's just so many places, so many different prices, and we have a budget, of course, and we also have to make sure it's cat friendly. Today I have an apartment viewing, and because my boyfriend is busy with work, I'm going to have to do this one alone. And it's a little crazy to think about doing things alone now because we've been living together since the pandemic started, and I feel like I've grown really dependent on him. Also because I used to live in New York and I'll just take public transport everywhere, and now I live in Massachusetts. We're living between like Worcester and Boston, so it's not really in the city, and the public transport here isn't that good, so we just have to travel by car. And up until a month ago I didn't have my driver's license, so if I wanted to go to a post office, I wanted to go grocery shopping, buy some supplies at Michael's for my store, I always have to bother my boyfriend. Like I always have to ask him, can we go? Let's wait until you're done with work so we can go. But now I have my driver's license and I got insurance for the car. I'm actually excited to have that sense of autonomy back again. When I lived in Thailand, I ran most of my errands alone. Like I had a car and I would just drive around on my own, and I missed that feeling. I haven't felt that way in 3 years. So even though I'm a little bit scared about driving into the city alone today, I'm gonna take you along with me so I don't feel that scared. So I guess I'm just gonna talk about some things while I do my makeup. I feel like one of the questions that I get most often is, how do you find your style? I feel like art and illustration are forms of communication, so rather than find your style, I think it's important to find your voice and your identity and what you want to say to the world. I feel like my life doesn't belong to me. I feel like my brain is built to be a people pleaser, but that's obviously not the truth because no one is born a people pleaser. I just feel like everything I do, I have to put a filter on, and I have to think not twice but like 5 times about, just to make sure that I don't accidentally say something that's gonna get me in trouble, or that I don't give away enough information for it to be used against me. And I recognize that that's a very paranoid way to live in the world and look at the world, but it's who I am. And I'm not saying I'm not gonna change it, because I'm working really hard to change it. First steps being sitting here talking about how I feel right now. I put parts of myself and parts of my life on YouTube, which is a public social media platform, meaning anyone could see it. And it doesn't bother me that strangers are gonna know about my life. It doesn't bother me that a stranger who I've never met is going to hear about my deepest, darkest thoughts. Throughout my life, I have often found comfort in talking to strangers, in talking to people who don't have a prejudgment of me and who I am, of people who don't know anything about my life. And I appreciate that so much, because it means that they're hearing me and listening to me as the person that I am in that very moment, not who I was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, not who I used to be, not who they thought that I was going to become, but who I am at the present. And that is such a comforting feeling for me. And I think that's the reason why I started my YouTube channel, is that I could be able to express my feelings and go through my pain and suffering with a bunch of strangers who wouldn't judge me for who I am. And I almost feel like I had less stress when I was hiding behind another name. I used to call my YouTube channel Monday Eats, and everyone would call me Monday, and I thought that was so cute. And ever since I started using my real name and sharing more about my personal life, my actual real life friends and family are starting to come in to watch my videos. And now every time before I turn on the camera to film, I just sit there and stress and think about, what am I allowed to say today and what am I not allowed to say? And I don't like that. I feel like someone else is in control of my life. I feel like my life doesn't belong to me, because I feel like my life is being dictated by the fear of someone else's judgment. I don't like it anymore. And as much as I want to have like a main character moment where I just break free and start saying whatever the heck I want, I can't do it, because it's so hard to get over that fear of mine. And I'm gonna keep working on it, but I think sitting here and telling you about this today is already a big step. It took me years of learning about therapy and psychology and doing tons of self-awareness for me to come to this point where I'm starting to see myself as a person. I still don't see myself as me. Like, I feel like I don't have an identity yet. I am not an extension of my parents. I am not a rock for someone to lean on, to throw all their troubles onto. I don't exist to just please people and serve them. I am not a punching bag for someone to throw their anger and sadness at. I am a person. For once in my life, I am a person, and I value myself more than I ever have in my entire life. And now I'm just on this journey where I need to transition from being a person into being me. And I feel like art has really helped me with that. Every day I'm learning a little bit more about myself. I'm rediscovering my identity and building myself back up at the age of 26. So, you know, everyone is on their own timeline and everyone heals differently, and this is where I'm at. I ended up just talking and not doing my makeup, but eyeliner. Okay, I think I'm done now. I wanted to show you guys my CAT LOAF shirt. This is from a campaign that I did with Bonfire, and this one is the pullover. This one is actually a size L, so it looks a little big on me, but I like the oversized look, so I got this one. I also have the shirts here. So this is the first color. This one is just a white t-shirt with the mosa loaf on it. And I think this one looks really nice. I did another design for a cream colored shirt, but when it came out, the color of the shirt is actually more oatmeal than cream. Like, it's darker than I expected. But I still like this color because I like beige tones, and I feel like this would look really nice with some brown pattern slacks or something. I don't know. I also ordered a hoodie in this color, but I don't have a sample to show you yet. I just placed another order a few days ago. The campaign was actually supposed to end mid-March, but I think I accidentally extended it for another round of production. I really don't know what I did because I thought the campaign ended, but then someone like bought another shirt. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave a link in my description box if you're interested in buying these cute little CAT LOAF shirts.
I gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running or I'm chasing you, but I won't.
So I just looked at the apartment and I think it looks really good. The neighborhood's just a little scary, I think. I took some videos and I'm gonna go back and talk to my boyfriend about it to see if we're interested. It's in our price range. It is closer to the city, which is good. I also realized halfway here that I left my wallet at home, and I'm very scared to say this on camera because I know my parents are watching and they're totally gonna judge me for forgetting my wallet at home, but I'll be okay. I haven't been on my own for so long, so I bought my marshmallow for moral support. Okay, time to go home. Bye!
The greatest reveal in heist history. Allow me to introduce you to 𝒕𝒐𝒖𝒄𝒉.
I'm eating bread and Nutella at 9 p.m. because I can. I have my hair. Hey Mosa, were you lonely in the living room? You come hang out with me? So I wanted to show you some ideas I've been working on for like future shop update thingalings. I was working on this postcard idea where people could actually send it out like a real postcard. Usually my art prints are printed out with a blank backside, but now I was thinking of making this with like a postcard backside with the sender's address and return address and everything. I wanted to do like a simple night sky illustration with some foliage and like two cats in the middle, and I don't know if I'm gonna include this text yet, but that's just an idea. I was also thinking of making different shaped art prints, maybe like a bookmark, and I came up with this cat photo booth idea where like each panel has him posing in a different way. I think the first one he's gonna have the mask on, he's gonna like, oh wait, I need to take mask off, and then pose real cute. And this one is not cropped properly, but this is just like the basic idea. And the last one I just finished just now is to have this like really tough looking cat wearing like a thick, maybe denim or puffer jacket, bomber jacket. I'm not sure what jacket I want him to wear yet, but I wanted it to say like something cool at the back. So at first I wrote real artist and I was like, eh. So I went through some more options here. And I think I'm gonna go with cool cat. He has Mosa's half moon eyes and he's holding a brush, but he's a really cool cat. I kind of based this drawing off of this like photo that I found, so I'm not really sure what the jacket is supposed to look like. This is sort of from my imagination, and the legs are like really skinny. I might make them a little chunkier. But yeah, these are some ideas that I've been working on, and I'm really excited to bring them to life. A few more Patreon mail to pack for this month. The first 2 months on Patreon I had a lot of weird problems. So in January I didn't have pay upfront turned on, and I found that a lot of people would just like sign on, get the rewards, and then dip. To prevent that, I turned on pay upfront in February so that no one could just, you know, get rewards without paying. Something that happened instead was that some people would sign on earlier in the month, and then once they got their rewards, they would cancel their subscription, which opens up the place for someone else to join. And that's not a bad thing, it's just that I wasn't prepared to have more people. Last month I opened up 65 slots for the cat friend mail, and I ended up sending around 75 because I didn't realize that once someone quit, their spot goes with them right away and it doesn't wait to reset in the next month. So for March, I made this new rule where everyone who pledges before the 20th of each month is going to get the rewards for that month, and anyone who pledges after the 20th will get the rewards for the next month. So this month I sent out 80 cat mail and 2 new people signed on after the 20th. And I let them know in the info that I will not be giving them March's rewards, but I will be giving them April's rewards. My experience on Patreon has been really amazing so far. I feel like I have a lot of anxiety as an artist, and sometimes I get really nervous about trying new things because I'm afraid that people won't like it. And as much as I try to, stop myself from being a people pleaser, it's just a really hard habit to break. And with Patreon, you kind of have like a group of people who already like your art, and they're just like really open about the new things that you want to try. And when I try out new things, I can just like show them and tell them the process and talk to them about it. And my patrons have been super supportive, so I'm very thankful of them. So this washi tape is from Ven or shibaba.co. The design is super cute. I love how Ven always uses like warm colors in her art. And this one here is from Laurel May Art. Laurel makes really cool illustrations. I love the design and I love the detail that goes into her work. So yeah, 2 new washi tapes from 2 awesome friends. Thank you, friends. So in case you didn't know, April 13th to 15th is when we celebrate Thai New Year. It's also the hottest month of the year in Thailand. So the way we celebrate New Year is to have like a water festival where we splash water at everyone. It becomes like a countrywide water fight. It's really awesome. It's one of my favorite holidays ever, and I miss it a lot because I haven't celebrated in 3 years. But because of that, I wanted a theme for my April Patreon rewards to be Thai New Year or Songkran. So I wanted the stickers to be these cats wearing like traditional Thai outfits. Like these are the kinds of outfits that children will wear when you look at like Thai picture books and stuff. And I want them to be playing with water because of the water festival. But I also want to illustrate them as like kids enjoying the water festival because this was such a big part of my childhood, and every year I would look forward to like going up to visit my grandma's place so that we could celebrate Songkran. To be honest, I was a little worried about making content inspired by Thai culture because I feel like not a lot of people know about our culture, and if they see these stickers they might not be interested because they don't relate to it. But last night I just sat with my thoughts and did like a self-reflection thing to see why I would assume that no one would be interested in my culture. And I feel like it's because I've grown up assimilating into Western culture. I went to an international school growing up. I have never studied in Thai in my entire life. I studied in English. I studied with American and British teachers, and I just remember everyone telling us as the students how lucky we are to be studying in an American education system. And to have that thought ingrained in my head from a very young age, I feel like it makes me idealize Western culture, specifically American culture, and it makes me marginalize my own culture and label it as being less than. I've been following artists like Radia and Cam 𝒔𝒚 who like incorporate their cultures into their art, and I think that's so cool and so awesome. I feel so inspired to do the same thing, but when I try to sit down and think about what aspects of my culture am I capable of like putting into my art, I find that I struggle with it so much because I'm so disconnected from my own culture. I remember doing research on multiculturalism for my master's thesis, and there was a quote that like stuck with me to this very day. The quote says, I am straddling two worlds and feel at home in neither. And this was written by a Korean American psychologist who feels that he is neither at home in Korea or in America because he always feels like an outsider. And I relate to that so much because I feel like when I'm here, I'm too Asian, I'm too Thai, but when I go back home, I'm not Thai enough. So when I decided to make my Patreon theme based on aspects of my culture, I feel both scared and also proud of myself. I feel scared that I might not portray it in the most correct way because I never learned about it properly in school, but I also feel proud that despite those fears, I am sharing my experience. Like, even though I did not learn about this, this is my experience of Thai New Year, and this is my experience of the water festivals and Songkran. And yeah, that was my little talk on being a third culture kid and feeling like I don't fit in anywhere.
Oh, we're living in the present, but our mind is in the past, not knowing what we'll lose.
Cheers!
Don't know what will last, yeah. Nothing.
There's so many flavors. I've never seen a snickerdoodle cookie dough.
Mocha fudge, mint. Oh, I'm gonna do the snickerdoodle. I'll do the snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle. I'm getting Oreo Classic. I want them to flip it. It's like such a childhood memory.
Oreo Blizzard.
Small.
One small and one snickerdoodle Blizzard large, please. No, thank you. Yep.
Are you ready? Like
Yes.
1 second. One.
Wow. Washita.
Washita. Flip.
Oh, beef.
Even this is so big. Like, it wasn't this big in Thailand.
wasn't.
Hello?
It's good.
Tastes like our childhood.
No.
Got a thing of ice cream in my hand. Hi friends, so I've officially packed all my Patreon mail for March, including some orders that I missed. I just realized that when someone upgrades from a lower tier into the CAT mail tier, their name doesn't appear on the CAT mail list as like a new patron. They kind of appear in the middle because they've been a patron before. So I ended up missing 2 people this month, and so I'm like packing their CAT mail right now, and hopefully I can get everything out by the end of the day. I was actually prepared for something like this to happen, and I ordered a bunch of extra prints and stickers just in case I needed to send them out last minute. But now I have quite a few left over, so I think I'm gonna pack them into these like Patreon sets, and I'm gonna sell them on my shop in April. So these are all the art prints I have left, and up until now my Patreon rewards have only been available to friends in the US, and I know a lot of international friends who wanted to purchase these but couldn't, so I am going to make them available in my shop. Something that happens to me quite often is that I put work before everything else. Like, even if I feel sad about something or something happened that upset me, I will repress those feelings for the time being because I have to get my work done. In the past, I've used work as a way to escape my own feelings, and that's not the most healthy way to cope with these things because I feel like eventually it catches up to you. And this week I've been powering through lots and lots of work. Even when something happened that upset me, I was like, whatever, just keep working so you don't think about it. And now that it's the weekend and I have some time to rest, I noticed that all these feelings are catching up to me. Even right now, I have an hour left before I have to leave the house, but instead of like chilling on the couch and playing games, I decided to prepare for my shop update. And I think something that would work for someone like me is to set aside time each day to just process my feelings and to make sure to check in with myself and see that I'm doing okay, because otherwise I'm just gonna bottle it all up and then one day it's gonna like come out in weird ways. So something that I want to start incorporating into my daily routine is to sit down for like 10 minutes just to journal and brain dump, write down my thoughts. So even without sitting down to process it properly, at least I'm letting it out and getting it out of my head. These are what the stickers are going to look like. They're cats as usual, but this time I put them in like traditionally Thai outfit, and I had so much fun working with the pattern of the clothing. Like, this looks so Thai to me, and I feel so proud of myself for being able to try something new and make it work. Like, these pants are so cool. I would wear these pants. And I intentionally made this one a Siamese cat because if you didn't know, Siamese is actually Thai. We were once called Siam before the king changed the name to Thailand, and so Siamese is actually Thai. But yeah, these stickers and another art print will be available on the Cat Friends USA and Cat Friends International tier, which I will be opening in April. I'm going to add 15 more slots in the USA tier, making it a total of 100. And for the international, I'm just gonna start with 30 just so I don't have too much on my plate all at once. I'm gonna spend the rest of today editing this vlog, and hopefully it'll be up by Wednesday night, same time for the premiere. Thank you so much for watching this video. This one was a little bit more chatty than I usually make them, and I feel like I'm filtering myself less and less, which makes me really happy because I feel like I'm taking back control of my life. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey, and thank you for listening to me talk this entire week. I feel like I rambled quite a lot, but it means everything to me to know that my voice is being heard. And if you ever need someone to talk to, my DMs are open. If you're part of my Patreon, the Discord is always open for you. You can also PM me. I don't mind at all. I would love to listen to your story as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next week. Bye.